Right before we start, I just want to thank Lazy Wizard. This is an art he did, and he was doing it in his break during class, and I want to thank him. Shout out to him. Every time he gives me something, I shall shout him out, and this project took me a long while, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's get right into it. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs there, and this is What If Naruto Had Half Hot and Half Cold Part 1. This is an old series that I made on the channel a few months ago, and I decided to remake it because I believe I can make it way better now. Anywho, we'll get straight into the action. Naruto is born, and Minato actually had the Kekkei this time. Minato had a Kekkei where his he can use ice release. Yes, ice release. I'll say that he was a Hatake as well, but he had just had his own Kekkei where he could use ice release, which made him even more overpowered as a ninja. Same as Kuchina. She was born in the Uzumaki clan, and she was actually, well, Minato was actually half Namikaze as well, but just that he took his mother's hair, but he was called Minato Namikaze anyway. But Kakashi could relate to him a bit more, and now Kushina had the Kekkei where she can use fire release on her own, well, without doing any hand seals or anything. Anywho, Naruto's born, and he's born with two different colors of hair, one white and one red, half. And of course, he took from his parents. He has both Kekkei, half hot and half cold. It's not really a Kekkei. We all know it's from a quirk from My Hero Academia. It was Todoroki's quirk. Anywho, Naruto can use both, and we skip 4 years. The story for 4 years is pretty similar, just that Naruto, is hated a bit more because of how he looks, because he has two different colors of hair. And so Naruto is bullied a bit more, and one day he was getting bullied so much that the bullies wanted to literally kill him. So they picked him up, and they actually they were carrying him next to a pond, and Naruto was begging them. He was crying to them, telling them to stop it and not to do this. And you can all tell what's gonna happen. They're trying to throw Naruto in the river. Anywho, in the pond, so Naruto drowns. Naruto is about to be thrown, and I made a poll. Just saying, I made a poll if you guys wanted Tsuki in this What If, and I'll say that Tsuki was actually walking past and she saw everything, and yeah, she was kind of saddened by this because she doesn't want people to do this to others, and she sees that Naruto is about to get thrown, and she tries to stop them by screaming at them, but then he's thrown. Naruto is thrown into the river, and he's barely keeping up. Naruto doesn't know about his Kekkei yet, and he will know about it soon. Anywho, Naruto then, as he was struggling, he actually let out a scream, a last final scream, and what he did is that he actually froze the whole entire river, the pond. This surprised everyone, not only the kids that were actually bullying Naruto. Tsuki was speechless. Naruto was like, wait, hold up, what? I'm on the water, wait. Why is the water so cold now? Wait, this is not water. Why is there steam? Why is there cold steam? What's going on? And basically, you already know, he froze it, and Naruto is now walking towards them and asking, did you guys do this? And basically, they can see that half of Naruto's arm is frozen, and it's because of the quirk thing. I forgot the name thing. Yeah. So you know how Todoroki can't handle using his eyesight for too long, and he can only use it for a bit. Yeah, that happened. Not for a bit. He can't use it over and over again. That's why he has his fire side. So whenever he gets too cold, the fire side will always neutralize the cold. Anywho, Naruto doesn't have the fire side yet, but he will soon. Anywho, Naruto, all the kids are scared of Naruto now because they think they're gonna get frozen just like the pond, and they run away and they tell their parents, and their parents think that it's the Nine-Tailed Fox. But most people have seen this kind of quirk. Well, not most people, most Jonin that actually were in the academy, graduated around the time of Kakashi, Obito, and Rin. You know, those guys, they know this Kekkei Genkai, and it's the fourths. And remember, most Jonin know that who Naruto is and who his parents are, but they weren't allowed to tell anyone. Anywho, they know that Naruto must have developed this quirk from his father, but they feel like he has another quirk. Well, not quirk, Kekkei Genkai. They feel like he has his mother's one as well, since he has both hairstyles. Well, no hairstyles, hair color, black, white and red, not black and white. Anywho, Naruto is now in the village. He's walking around, and the people are giving him stares because they feel like the Nine-Tailed Fox is taking over or something, and he's making him do this. And they're all scared, but at the same time they're giving him bad looks, so he doesn't look their way because they hate him so much. Anywho, Tsuki was actually following Naruto because she was really interested in what just happened. And once Naruto was alone, where no one was around, she came up to him and asked him, "Hey, you, what's your name?" And basically Naruto's like, "Are you going to try to throw me in the pond too?" And basically Tsuki's like, "No, I just want to know your name." And Naruto's like, "It's Naruto, what do you want now?" And basically Tsuki's like, "What did you do there? What was that?" And basically Naruto's like, "I don't know. I just was scared and I just touched I don't know what I did, to be honest." And basically, yeah, so Tsuki was still confused, but it is what it is. Then she had to go since it was getting late, and Naruto went home too. Now we skip a few days, and Danzo has come into the picture, and Danzo wants to make Naruto join the Anbu. But of course, since Naruto is still just a 4-year-old, he cannot. Now, Danzo did try to kidnap Naruto a few times in front of other people, but people didn't really care. Tsuki kinda did. She was actually kinda confused, and she asked her mom, and her mom's like, "Don't worry, it's none of our business, just leave it." And Naruto got away. Sometimes he even froze a man. A few Anbu, one or two Anbus, and they died, of course. Anywho, accidentally, of course. And Naruto was always scared of himself that he would kill someone again. And 4 years pass, and Naruto still hasn't got a hang of his quirk. And he actually did develop his fire side, which he accidentally did once when he was trying to actually make a fire, cook his fish. You know, like in the fillers where Naruto was actually cooking his fish. Yeah, he actually made the fire on his own, and he was pretty impressed that he had 2 Kekkei Genkai. People, he did search up what Kekkei Genkai is. Well, not search up on Google or something. Literally search up by looking into books, and he found that some people have a special ability that allows them to do something that others can't, and it's called a Kekkei Genkai. And the Kekkei Genkais are really powerful once you get to use them at will. Well, Naruto knows how to use them at will. It's not that he's not fully used to it. He's not used to it in battle. He's only used to it in like daily chores, maybe cooling down something, or starting a fire, or heating up himself or something, or heating other people. Anywho, Naruto has joined the academy, and at this age, Naruto wait. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so Naruto. Well, in Naruto you cannot join the Anbu until you're 13, but of course, Itachi joined the 11 because that was an exception since he was a genius that actually lied about his age. Anywho, it doesn't matter right now. Anywho, Naruto had such a strong Genkai that Danzo had a few years of trying to convince Hiruzen, and Hiruzen actually gave in, but at one condition. Naruto would have to at least have 1 year in the academy so he can learn quite a bit of stuff, because in the first year of the academy you learn quite a bit. Anywho, Naruto has a full year in the academy and he actually makes a few friends, only 3 though. It's actually Tsuki, Shikamaru and Choji, and just saying, Tsuki's brother is actually Shisui. Anywho, and the next year, of course, the Uchiha massacre happens in this time, and Shisui dies, and Tsuki actually unlocks her she actually trained quite a bit, so she already had the 2 Tomoe Sharingan, and now she has the 3 Tomoe, but she doesn't show anyone. And just saying, her mother was someone that got killed as well, same as Shisui. She unlocked her Sharingan when she found out about Shisui's death, and then well, her 2 Tomoe Sharingan then, and then her 3 Tomoe once she found out her parents were dead. And Itachi didn't find it in himself to kill well, Sasuke and Tsuki, since they were innocent. Anywho, Naruto did meet a few strong shinobi in the Anbu, and just saying, Naruto disappeared out of nowhere. The next year began. He came in for a few weeks. He made good connections with Iruka. Iruka started to like him, and then he just disappeared out of the blue. Iruka did find this suspicious, and he did go to his house, but then found out that his house was empty and he wasn't living here anymore for some reason. Then he went to the Hokage, and the Hokage told him everything, since Iruka was his teacher, and Iruka was that, but why? Naruto's only 9. What's this? Lord Third, this shouldn't happen to others. And Hiruzen says it's for the greater good of the village. After what happened 9 years ago, the village lost a lot of military power. Unfortunately, we have to do this, especially since Naruto not only is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. This will help him train and become stronger to one day fulfill his father's dream to master the Nine-Tails chakra, but it will help him become a good asset to the Leaf Village. And then Iruka kind of throws a tantrum, saying that Naruto is not a tool. If you imagine, he doesn't want to become a ninja after finishing the academy. What if he fails? What if that? What if this? And anywho, in the end, he failed because there was no way of changing this. Goddamn car, pricks! Fuck off, dickhead, fam. Sorry for swearing. Anywho, where were we? Naruto has disappeared. Even Tsuki was sad, same as Shikamaru and Choji, and they did try to find him. They went to his home, to the places that he usually is, but they couldn't find him anywhere. Naruto then trained in the Anbu for 3 years straight until he was 12. And Naruto has found out that he has not only fire release, not only ice release, not only water and wind release, but also lightning release. He doesn't know about his earth release abilities yet, but he will find out about them soon. Naruto knows quite a few techniques. I'm not gonna name them now because it's pretty long. Anywho, I will name them over time whenever he's in fights. Naruto has asked permission to Danzo to become a normal genin. Danzo asks why, since he's already this strong and he should be in the Anbu. Naruto says, you never really gave me a choice, and I really wanted to become a genin too. And Danzo's like, there are 3 months left, and I believe you're strong. I don't know if the Hokage allows it, because Danzo didn't really get. He did get what he expected of Naruto, but he thought midway Naruto's training, since he was going so fast and learning so much and getting so strong, he thought that he'll exceed his expectations, but Naruto seems to be just an average shinobi just with the Genkai. Maybe even Shisui Uchiha could have beaten him easily. Even if Naruto trained for years upon years, Shisui would have beaten him. but that's a lie. Naruto has never showed Danzo his true potential. Naruto has trained on his own. Naruto is stronger than anyone. Not anyone. Naruto is stronger than anyone in the Anbu, except for Danzo himself and a few other people. No, I'm joking. Except for Danzo himself, and anywho, Naruto goes to the Hokage and actually poofs there. He actually did, I'm joking. He actually body flickers there, and the Hokage kind of gets startled and he's like, "Oh, Naruto, it's just you. What do you want?" And Naruto asks for permission to join the academy again, since he does still want to do become a normal shinobi. And he reasons that did Danzo allow this, and Naruto's like, well, he said that I could that I had to ask for your permission, nothing else. And Hiruzen was kind of disappointed as well, but he still believed in Naruto. Well, Danzo just gave up. Danzo actually now just cares about his Sharingan arm. And anywho, now Naruto rejoins the academy, but this time he wears different clothes. He's not that happy-go-lucky kid anymore. He's actually pretty depressed, since he has been in the army for a while, and he's seen some mad things anyway. Naruto joins the academy, and he sees an NTC in his room, in his class, in his year, and he just goes sits there, and just saying he came really early, and then Iruka barges in, runs in. He's sweaty, and he's huffing and puffing, and he's like, "Naruto, you're back," and he was confused on why. And Naruto smiles, and well, for the first time in a while, since he hasn't smiled in years. And just saying, Naruto went back to his apartment, which he used to own, and Naruto told him everything that happened, that he's actually pretty strong now. And Iruka's like, "Wait, do you at least know the basics? Well, the academy ninjutsus, because we're going to have an exam in 4 months." And Naruto says, "Well, I'm not good at the clone jutsu. I'm good at the substitution jutsu and the transformation jutsu." And then Iruka's like, "Oh, I think this year we'll have to do the clone jutsu. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I don't know, or maybe it's even all of them." And Naruto's like, "But it's fine. I know the shadow clone jutsu instead. Since it's better for my chakra, since I have quite a bit of chakra, to be honest." And Iruka was pretty impressed that Naruto knew the shadow clone jutsu, but he was part of the Anbu. And just saying, Naruto's not part of the Anbu anymore. I mean, he'll still work a few times for the Anbu, but not a full-time Anbu member anymore. And he did do a ton of missions. He did I'll say 150 C ranked Anbu missions, which are pretty hard. There were no D ranks. 200 B ranks, and he did 50 A ranks. He did more B ranks than A ranks, and I know S ranks were meant to be secret, but he knows quite a bit of secrets from Danzo and the Anbu and how shady they are. And he did, I'll say, 4 to 5 S ranks. Especially killing people that tried to infiltrate the Leaf and the people that infiltrated the Land of Fire from other lands, and those were pretty hard missions anywho. And they were pretty strong shinobi as well. S-rank shinobis against extra S-rank shinobis, double S-rank, even multiple S-rank shinobis anyway. Then Naruto came actually an hour and a half early, so Iruka and Naruto got to bond and talk about their lives for an hour and a half. But then Iruka realized what the time is, and he gets to his seat, and people will start to walk in. This time Kiba's not here, Sakura's here instead, because I know a lot of you don't like Sakura. I mean, I don't like part 1 Sakura, I like part 2 Sakura, even though after the pain arc she was kind of a bitch. Anywho, I still kind of liked her. I enjoyed her character, especially her character development. But in the war arc she pissed me off by saying, "Oh, Tsunade, Lady Tsunade, I finally reached these two," which was bullshit, utter nonsense. Anywho, sorry for swearing. I've been swearing quite a bit these days. I need to go back to the non-swearing mode. Ow! Anywho, Naruto is sitting in the seat that he used to sit in, back in the days next to Tsuki, but he believes that Tsuki has already graduated, even though he doesn't know anything that happened here, because he did hear a bit about Tsuki, her training, and that she's actually the best in her class, and that was like after he left, and now he hasn't heard of her in 3 years, and he thinks she became a genin, or maybe even a chunin by now, because there have been a few tuning exams during these years. Anywho, Naruto, people were wondering who this kid was. Shikamaru and Choji walk in, and they kind of wondered too until they realized who he was. At first they couldn't realize because of his clothing, how he was, what he was wearing, since Naruto is not wearing the same clothes. I'll wait 1 second. Since Naruto is not wearing his normal clothes, well, the ones that he used to, he still has them. He still has a pair and a few pairs, but he wears dark clothes right now. He's kind of gone depressed. He doesn't like colors anymore. He likes just dark colors since he has been in the Anbu for a while, for 3 years in fact, and he's depressed. Anywho, because of all the things he had to do in his Anbu life. Anyway, Naruto is kinda sad that he hasn't seen Tsuki, and class begins. But he did see Sasuke Uchiha, someone who he kinda wanted to beat since he was like the best in the academy in the first year. Since Tsuki really wasn't trying in the first year, because she was mostly hanging out with friends like him, Shikamaru, Choji. Also, Shikamaru and Choji actually say Naruto. And when they walk in, and Naruto looks and says, and his eyes widen. He doesn't smile, but his eyes go from dull to kind of that spark again, and he says, "Oh, hey guys," and basically, he looks at them and smiles, faintly smiles, because he's really happy, but he doesn't want to show it. And this is the first time he's been so happy in one day, and in a while, of course. And the happiest he's been, like the only time this happened to him is when he first made his friends in that one day. Anywho, now he gets to reunite with them, and they actually all sit pretty much near each other. Naruto's actually next to the window, and then it's this empty seat, and then the middle seats where Ino, Shikamaru, and Choji are sitting. And Ino asks, "Who is this?" And basically Shikamaru's like, "Did you forget? It's Naruto. Naruto's Maki." And Ino's like, "Wait, what? But didn't he disappear 3 years ago?" And then Naruto's like, "They think that I disappeared. Guess no one knew I got kidnapped. Or I got forced into Anbu." And just saying, he still lacks the Hokage, because the Hokage reassured him when he was always down. The Hokage did come to visit him during his Anbu life, and he really likes the Hokage. He thinks of the Hokage like his grandfather. Anywho, Naruto is waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's time to fully begin class. And the register has been done. Tsuki's been marked the register hasn't been done today because Hiroka actually forgot it, but he says he doesn't really pay attention to who's missing because he was so happy. And then Naruto's like, "I guess Tsuki still really did graduate early. I'll never be in her team." And basically, Sakura was really curious of Naruto because Naruto really didn't care about the lessons. Well, he didn't care about some of the lessons, but then the ninjutsu lessons, Naruto paid so much attention, and he didn't really answer any questions. But then when the test, they had a little surprise test on that day, and this is when someone barged in the room saying, "I'm sorry, I'm late." And basically, it was a girl with white hair, yes, white this time, and it was Tsuki. Yes, Tsuki has white hair, and she actually lost the color of her hair after finding out, after the Uchiha massacre. And yeah, who cares? I like Tsuki with white hair. She's a special shinobi. Anywho, just saying, I will love making this series. This series is probably going to be one of my favorites. Probably my third or second favorite after What If Naruto Was Betrayed, because that will be an amazing what if once we get into Boruto. Anywho, Naruto, uh, his eyes widen and gets a good view of Tsuki. His heart throbs for Tsuki. He loves Tsuki. He fell in love with her back in the days, and he still has a crush on her. And Tsuki goes to a seat, and she didn't notice Naruto yet, since Naruto was kind of in the shadows of the room. Since this was like at the back of the room, and then she looks to her left because she realizes there's another paper, and then she looks and sees a white and red-haired boy, and oh boy, she screams. She's like, Naruto! And basically, Iruka's like, Tsuki, I know you haven't seen Naruto in a while, but please keep it down. It is an exam. And Naruto just looks at her, smiles, closing his eyes, and gets back to his work. And Tsuki's like, you gotta tell me what happened to you. And then Iruka's like, Tsuki, do not disturb Naruto. He's doing his test. It is his first day back. Please do your test as well. And basically, the tests are being marked, and everyone's kind of talking. They kind of got a little break, and Iruka's really impressed by everyone's test scores. Well, they weren't the best, but they were pretty good overall. And then he got to like the top tier, the top. Shikamaru's one, nearly perfect score. Choji's one, nearly perfect score. Yeah, Choji's pretty good as well. Ino, nearly perfect score. Sasuke, so like 2-3 marks away from perfect. Tsuki was 1 mark away. Sakura was actually 1 mark, same as Hinata and Shino. And Naruto came in with not only full marks, but also he wrote in some things that others didn't, some things that are actually necessary, just that they're not really taught until they actually become ninjas. And Naruto has passed with extra marks. And then he announces the scores. He announces that everyone did pretty well, and as usual, the top people came top. But of course, then he says, but they couldn't get perfect scores, unfortunately. But there is still one person who did, and Sasuke's like, it's probably gonna be me. Of course, it's gonna be me. And Tsuki's like, God damn it, I couldn't get perfect scores this time. And she knows she couldn't, because she actually did miss a question. She didn't understand it. And then he reveals whose paper it was and reads out his name, and he says, Naruto Uzumaki, you got perfect scores plus extra marks. Well done. And he gives back his test paper first. And Naruto's really happy, but at the same time he feels a bit guilty because he has been in the army for a few years. And Sasuke just now realizes who this kid was, because he wasn't paying too much attention to him. He first heard Naruto Uzumaki. He's like, wait, I heard this name before. No way. I heard Naruto, but I thought it was nothing. And then Uzumaki, he heard the Uzumaki name, and then looks at Naruto properly and looks at his hair, because he didn't notice Naruto at all. He just doesn't care. He came from the front door, and Naruto came from the back one, and he sees the white and red hair, and yeah, it was Naruto Uzumaki. And he's like, wait, what? I swear he disappeared 3 years ago. And yeah, so in the end, class finished, and Naruto was heading out without saying hello to anyone, because he's feeling awkward. He thought he could talk to his friends, but he's really feeling awkward since his friends have new friends as well. Shino's in the group, Hinata's in the group, same as Ino, and Sakura kinda talked, but then she went to follow Sasuke. Ino really didn't care about Sasuke at this point. She gave up by now. And then he was walking away until Tsuki says, Naruto, wait! And Naruto looks back and says, yeah. And basically Tsuki drags him, and the rest follow. And they go to this little place on top of a roof. And Tsuki asks, what happened to you? And Naruto says, nothing to worry about. There's no need to worry about me. Anyways, I gotta go. There's something I need to do. And Tsuki's like, what do you need to do? we're your friends. Shouldn't you at least say hi to us properly? And Naruto says, the only three of you are my friends. I don't really know the rest. I don't really wanna butt in too much, so I'll just leave you guys to it. I gotta go. And Tsuki's like, wait, no. And basically Naruto body flickers away, and Tsuki, Shikamaru, and Choji actually knew why Naruto left, because he's not used to other people. Remember, here Naruto is an introvert. He's not that outrovert dude anymore. And yeah, so Naruto now is in his training. Well, he's midway his training, and then someone actually comes out of nowhere. It was Tsuki who used the body flicker, and the rest actually followed. In the end, they actually came to Naruto, and Naruto was actually training near a pond, the one pond that now is really abandoned. No one goes to it anymore, but it was that one one pond that he was thrown into, and Naruto now trains near it, and Tsuki found used to trains here sometimes, and Naruto trains here afterwards. Even though Naruto never sees her, Tsuki only trains sometimes, mostly in forests, but it is what it is. And Tsuki asks Naruto, why are you training alone? And Naruto's like, I don't really have anyone else to train with. And he just keeps going, and then the rest come in and says, how about we help you train? And Naruto says, there's no need, I can train on my own. And then they're like, but we want to train too. And Naruto's like, are you sure you can handle this type of training? And they're like, are you trying to underestimate us? And that was Shikamaru who said that. And anywho, Naruto's like, alright then, come train with me. And Shikamaru's like, what kind of training? And Naruto's like, we can do some sparring. And I said and so many times. Then Ino's like, hey, listen, you shouldn't be so cocky, you just joined the academy, you know. Shikamaru is one of the best students. And Naruto's like, I'm not saying he's not, I mean, I know he's one of the best. I've been friends with him, well, only for a year, but still, I know better than you how strong he is. And I have been keeping up with your reports. And then Shikamaru's like, wait, how though? And Naruto says, if you can beat me in the sparring session, any of you can beat me, I'll tell you guys everything that happened to me. And then Shikamaru actually lost to Naruto, even though he put up an amazing fight. Shikamaru used the shadow possession jutsu quite a bit, but Naruto, it was too fast for Shikamaru's shadow. And also, he had his Kekkei. Naruto did make an ice wall, which actually stopped the shadow, and then Naruto teleported, well, not teleported, actually body flickered behind him and put him to the ground and said, you lose. And then it was one by one, they all lost until Tsuki was remaining. Tsuki smiles, and Naruto says, it won't be easy, you know, and if you lose this, you guys leave me alone now. And Naruto's only doing this, he doesn't know how to talk to people anymore, not properly. He doesn't know how to treat people at this point, since he's not the same Naruto. Anywho, Tsuki begins her fight with Naruto, and Naruto is actually feeling the toll of all those hits that he took with other people, and he can feel himself losing chakra, but he doesn't give up. Naruto says, I'll have to end this quickly. And Tsuki actually came in with a kick in front of Naruto, and Naruto was about to freeze her until Tsuki body flickered away and body flickered next to the other side. And Naruto's like, this kind of block, what? I've never seen such use of body flicker. And basically Naruto body flickered away as well, and Tsuki's like, so you can use it as well as me, interesting. And Naruto's like, just who are you? Tsuki Uchiha. And then Tsuki's like, I'm sure you must know Shisui the teleporter, right? And Naruto hears this name, and he's like, wait, why are you asking? And then Tsuki's like, you know who I am? And Naruto's like, you're Tsuki Uchiha, right? And then Naruto's like, wait, are you his sister? And basically Tsuki's like, exactly. And the only reason actually came to this conclusion is because Tsuki can use body flicker better than anyone in the Anbu, and Naruto knows how to use a better than her, just a bit better than her, because he's been in the Anbu and in missions. But of course, Tsuki is still really good, even more impressive than some Anbu members. But Naruto, in the end, he finishes it by actually doing a water shockwave, and then a lightning stream, which actually paralyzes Tsuki. And then Naruto freezes her legs and says, "You lose, Tsuki. There's no point of struggling." And Tsuki tries to get a kunai out and tries to break the ice, but the ice is so strong that it's unbreakable. Naruto's normal fire, the red one, can't do it anymore. And just saying, Naruto has two different types of fire. One really hot and one extremely hot, and two types of ice. One really hard, but one unbreakable, basically. One's pretty much an ice color, but the other one is a dark blue color. And one of his fires are red, the really hot one, but the blue one is like the cremation one. I'm sure you all, if you guys watch Boku no Hero Academia, you must know what cremation is. It's Darby's quirk. I love Darby, pretty much my favorite character. But it's probably Todoroki, then Darby, then Deku. Anywho, yeah, he has blue fire, and yeah, so Naruto says, "You lose, so now leave me alone." And then Tsuki's like, "Just why are you doing this, Naruto? We used to be friends." And Naruto's like, "I can't be friends with you guys anymore." And they're like, "Why?" And Naruto's like, "I don't know how to talk to people at this point. You see, a normal friend wouldn't be telling them that he did have to fight to know what happened to him, would he? I don't know. It's just that it's how I've been trained. It's how I've been trained to become what I've become now. It's not a normal human being. And then Tsuki's like, "It's fine, Naruto." And Naruto actually let her go. He actually melted the ice. And basically, even though she was injured, then the others came around Naruto and said, "We can be your friends, Naruto. You don't have to be so hard on yourself." And Naruto then accepts them and tells them about everything that happened to him, that he got kidnapped, and then the Hokage told him that he'll be joining the Anbu, even though the Hokage was kind of pained. He saw the pained expression on the Hokage's face when the Hokage told him this, and he does tell them that the Hokage didn't want this to happen, but Danzo convinced him to. But now Danzo gave up on him because apparently he wasn't making enough progress, but he's been hiding something from Danzo. He hasn't been showing his true strength. Even with them, he hasn't even been trying. And Tsuki's like, "Hey Naruto, do you want to learn some jutsu with us?" And Naruto's like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" And then she actually gets out a scroll, which it's pretty massive, to be honest. She actually summons it, and Naruto's like, "You know the summoning jutsu?" And Naruto knows how to do it, but he doesn't have the summoning contract yet. And Tsuki's like, "Yeah, only with scrolls though. I don't have a summoning contract though." And Naruto's like, "Same." And basically, she shows him that she actually stole the scroll of sealings, and she wrote down a ton of jutsu from it, and then she put it back. And Naruto's like, "Oh, cheeky, pretty interesting." And then he realized that the scroll of sealing, and then he realized which scroll of sealing is. Like, wait, what? But that's super guarded. How did you get through them? And Tsuki's like, "It was pretty easy. They weren't paying too much attention, and it was the Jonin's weren't too strong. I was able to steal it without them even noticing, and then put it back without them noticing." And then Naruto's like, "Can I learn a few jutsus? I wanted to always learn the Flying Raijin, the Flying Thunder God." And basically, Naruto only knows this because of the stories he's heard from the fourth Hokage. Well, not from the fourth, the stories he's heard about the fourth. And they're like, "Oh." And then Tsuki's like, "I've been trying to learn it, but haven't made any progress in 3 years. And here, Naruto, if you want, you can have it. I wrote in a different scroll, and I don't need it. I can't learn it." And Naruto's like, "Thank you." And basically, he smiles again, and everyone's pretty happy. And they start training together. 4 months pass, and every single one of them passes with flying colors. And now Naruto has actually learned the Flying Raijin. He mastered it right before the end of the academy, And yes, I only gave him the flying Raijin because I want Naruto to be OP as always, and I love the flying Raijin. I love how Naruto using the flying Raijin. Anywho, Naruto, since even though he was at the top of the class for 4 months, he wasn't the best overall. Overall, it was Tsuki, then Sasuke, and then the rest, and then he was actually like in the middle, even though he was the best for the 4 months. If he was here for the other years, with the knowledge he has now, then yes, he would have been the top in the class. But no. And he's actually placed in a weird team. It's actually Sakura, Naruto, and I'll say, wait, sorry, my bad. It's actually no. I'm reading the teams wrong. 1 minute. Yeah, so you guys, I did make a poll. Yeah, so Team 7 will not be Tsuki and Naruto together. I only wanted to do the opposite that you guys wanted to do. So if I check real quick, the one that got the less votes is, let me reload the thing. The ones that got the less votes are Sakura, Tsuki and Sasuke, and Sakura, Tsuki and Naruto. 7%. So both 7%. So I shall take Sakura, Tsuki and Sasuke, since they're both the Sharingan users. They will be put in Team 7. Since Kiba got replaced here, Naruto shall take his place. And yeah, so of course Naruto's team has the bell test, and Naruto, Hinata and Shino are pretty good friends. Over these 4 months they became good friends, and Naruto still spends a lot of time with Tsuki, of course. In fact, Naruto's old apartment is actually near Tsuki's, and yeah, Naruto knows the flying Raijin and everything. So then Team 7 did their test, and Tsuki actually made Team 7 work together the first time, and in the end they passed as well, and their 1 month of D-rank mission began. Of course, here it's pretty boring, because I'll say that this time Team 7 still got their Tazuna mission, and instead of Naruto it's Tsuki, and Tsuki actually took the spotlight, and yeah, so I will cover the Zabuza arc, of course. So of course it begins with Tsuki and everyone meeting up, and they head out. Tsuki notices the puddle, and she is on guard. Same as Sasuke. Sakura didn't notice at all. Same as Tazuna, they were clueless. Of course Kakashi did. And the demon brothers spawned. They didn't spawn, they appeared. And Tsuki actually blitzed both of them and put them to the ground with a clone of hers. And yeah, so that threat was quickly taken care of. And Sasuke actually has the Sharingan as well. So now they get to the fog, where Zabuza appears. It gets foggy and they can barely see. Of course, Tsuki activates her Sharingan, same as Sasuke. But of course, Sasuke actually notices the sword swinging at them and tells everyone to duck down. And Kakashi actually makes Tazuna duck down, and the sword nearly cuts them, but it goes past them, and then Zabuza appears on top of his sword and says, a bunch of genin escorting someone like you in this mission. And just saying, Tazuna did tell them about the mission rank, and in the end Tsuki actually convinced Kakashi, since it is their first C rank mission, and Tsuki took out 2 Chunin rank ninjas on her own, so they're more than capable enough. And Kakashi knows that Tsuki is maybe Sasuke, but Sakura is not, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not gonna get too hard, is it? And he was utterly wrong. Zabuza, one of the seven ninja swordsmen, actually appeared. And yeah, so here Zabuza then notices that Kakashi is here, and he's like, oh, Kakashi of the Sharingan. Maybe this team isn't that bad if you're in charge of it. Maybe I should kill them. and basically Kakashi tells everyone to back up and he'll take care of Zabuza, and everyone does. And then Kakashi starts fighting Zabuza. Here, Kakashi still slips up, but right as he slips up, Tsuki breaks the rules that Kakashi told to follow and actually blitzes Zabuza with her body flicker and helps out Kakashi. And Kakashi wasn't put in a water prison. Then Sasuke actually did a massive fireball, and this made he actually scorched Zabuza, who wasn't able to dodge straight away. Then Tsuki did one, which actually hit Zabuza, and Kakashi was about to finish him off until Haku appeared, and of course did his excuse thing. And then Kakashi actually used his Sharingan for too long, and everyone was pretty confused on how Kakashi had the Sharingan, and they were asking him on the way, and Kakashi told them about his friend giving it to him. He didn't tell them who was Obito. He just said one of my friends. Before he passed away in a mission, he died in a mission. He gave it to me as a gift for becoming a Jonin. And anywho, they were kind of sad, but now there's no point. He's dead anyway. He's not. But now, while this was all going down, Naruto actually got a C-rank mission as well. Since Naruto's team is actually considered as the strongest team right now, and then Team 7 follows up, and then Team 10. Even though Team 10 could be on par of Team 7, it's just that Team 7 has 2 Sharingan users, anywho. Well, 3, thanks to the Jonin as well. And, of course, Naruto gets a mission, C-rank mission. It's actually an actual C-rank mission, it's not B-rank, but it is what it is. He finishes it quick with his team, and they work together to actually escort someone to a different land. I don't know which land, I don't care. Anywho, then a week passed, and Team 7 actually learned tree walking and water walking as well, since they learned so fast. And here, there was no Haku friendship, so Haku will die like in the original, but of course the fight is different. So of course, in a week time, they head off, and Zabuza actually attacks them again, and Kakashi is taking on an injured Zabuza, and Team 7 is taking on Haku. This time, Tsuki and Sasuke were trapped in the ice mirrors, and they were both about to get Senbone, but then Tsuki, what she does is that she uses her Earth release, or Earth, she says Earth style, Earth Dome, and protects both of them, and then they both break out with 2 massive fireballs, and that sounded a bit wrong, 2 massive fireball jutsus, and they actually were able to break the ice mirrors because of the amount of chakra they used. And Tsuki has way more chakra than Sasuke, just saying. And then Tsuki uses body flicker to actually put Haku to the ground, since Haku was running out low on chakra anyways. So he was a vulnerable opponent right now. And yeah, so the fight went down like that until they heard the Chidori, and Haku actually came in the way and got killed. And of course, Tsuki got pissed off at this, saying that Haku this guy would have gave up his life for you, and you just call him a tool. What kind of human are you? And then Gato appears and tells them that he wasn't even going to pay them, and that the leaf just made their life easier. And Zabuza got pissed, and of course he had his little redemption, his final stand as a redemption arc. Well, not an arc, but still. Anywho, that happened, and Team 7 headed back to the village, and of course they gave their reports. Here, Kakashi's still lazy, but Naruto and Team 8 and 10 were training together, since they already were told about the Chunin exams, and then they tell Tsuki about it, and Tsuki goes to Kakashi and tells him that to tell the other 2. She went off to train, and in the end, Kakashi had to tell the other 2 because Tsuki was going to train, and if the other 2 weren't, it's not fair. Anywho, then Sasuke increased the amount of training, and he even asked Kakashi to train him after seeing that lightning release technique, and he wanted to learn it. And then Sakura actually got motivated by Sasuke wanting to train with Kakashi, and Sakura asked Kakashi if he can train her, but Kakashi's like, okay, I will, but it's not gonna be as intense as Sasuke's, okay, but it will help her a bit. Anywho, while that was happening, Naruto and, well, Sakura actually does still train a bit with the others, and they kind of make friends. And Sasuke did make friends with Naruto over these few months, well, 5 months, since they are kind of rivals. Since Sasuke tried to rival Naruto in the academy, and he's still trying to rival him in strength because he does know how strong Naruto is with his Kekkei, and Naruto's Kekkei just already makes him Jonin level, and he's a high to Jonin level. He's a prodigy Anbu member. Well, he still is. He still does Anbu missions, but still, it's not as many. Anywho, the tuning exams begin, and this is when Naruto will show his true power. And the first exam, of course, Sasuke still fights Lee, and Lee kind of obliterates him. Big words, obliterate. And Sasuke gets kind of jealous of Lee's speed, and he will train to get even faster. But the first exam went pretty easy. Team 8 passed easily, Naruto's team. Naruto's got top scores. He even beat Minato's score. Then Team 7 passed easily because they're all smart, and Team 10, in the end, they found out a way. Anywho, the second exam began, and this is where the changes happen. Naruto's not here to protect Team 7. It's only Sakura who's not gonna get bitten by Orochimaru. But there will be some changes. Naruto and his team were heading towards the same way. Well, they went different ways from Team 7, but their ways were gonna cross at one point, and that one point just had to be when they were attacked by Orochimaru. Orochimaru begins by actually taking out care of Sakura, pulling her to the ground, fainting her, and then biting Sasuke. And then after seeing Sasuke had the two Tomoe Sharingan, but then Tsuki activates a 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and she wanted to activate that one Mangekyo Sharingan, that she actually unlocked previously, but just for a split second. It was actually after unlocking the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, after seeing her mother's dead body, and then unlocking the Mangekyo, but then going back to the 3 Tomoe and fainting. Anyway, he gets intrigued by this because it's just like Itachi, who has the Mangekyo, and then he tries to bite her, but then Naruto and Team 8 came out of nowhere. Basically, Naruto came with a fireball jutsu, and then Shino actually used his bugs, and Hinata tried to use the 64 pounds, which she learned over time, and because of her extra training and her being more motivated to reach Naruto's level, especially because Shino's actually stronger than her, even though he's not too much of a close range fighter. He actually learned quite a bit of close range fighting, taijutsu. Anywho, she learned the 64 palms from her father, and yeah, they actually protect Tsuki, and then Tsuki joins the fight, but eventually Tsuki actually still gets bitten, which pisses off Naruto, and Naruto goes all out using the flying Raijin and everything, and actually obliterating Orochimaru to a point that Orochimaru had to retreat out of fear of Naruto. Anywho, this is where I'm going to end it. Also, subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. Miniman123 actually uploaded 3 days ago, and he's on 175 subscribers right now. Let's get him to 200. And also follow Shokiro on Instagram, and follow me on Instagram. And if you want on Twitter, if you guys have it, I don't really use Twitter much. I prefer Instagram a bit better. Anywho, also follow, join my Discord server, link in the description below. I will start being a bit more active there, but we have reached 200 subscribers, 200 members. Also, I want to thank you all. A big thank you from my side. Thank you so much. Like, this means the world to me. I got 5,000 subscribers, 500. That's 5k thanks to you guys. For the OGs that have been subscribed for such a long time, I'm sure you guys will remember the times where I used to make this what if. But for the new people, if you guys didn't watch the other one, you can watch it and then compare it to this, because this is much better than the last one. The last one was a bit all over the place, and it was the first time I actually started scripting videos. Anywho, I hope you still enjoyed it, and also I will be streaming a bit more, but at the same time videos might come out a bit later in the day because I do study around like 2. Anywho, I'm pretty sure you guys understand, but I interact a bit more with you guys on stream. So if you guys wanna join, turn on that post notification. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. This was the King of Weebs there. I hope you will stay safe. Have a nice night. Good night if you're about to go to sleep. Good morning if you're awake and you just watched it. Good afternoon if you watched in the afternoon. Anyway, I'll see you next time, my ducklings. You are dismissed, and peace.